What's up, y'all? It's me at K Kenora, and I'm back with another video. So today, I'm going to be talking about the art of the narcissist, subtle sabotage, and how a predator or a narcissist set you up, disarm you, and destroy you. So, toxic people like the narcissist and the psychopath destroys everything and anything in their path. And they can do this by smearing your name, triangulating you, and setting you up to look like a thief. And narcissists also have a tendency to ruin things that you are looking forward to. I remember that whenever it was a Friday night and me and my friends were going to the club or whatever, Georgina will always be the last one getting ready. And I thought that was just who she is. So we could never make it on time. So one day we decided to let her get ready first and then we'll get ready. Don't y'all know this girl was still late? Still late. She would just walk around like she don't have anything to do, knowing that we were getting ready to go out. And I thought that this was just who she was. But now that I look back at it, I see that she was sabotaging. Another time she sabotaged was Noelle's birthday. And this is when me and Noelle's friendship were kind of like, holding on by a thread. We was really going through some things. So I really wanted to show up for Noelle to let her know that I'm willing to save our friendship. Don't you know that Georgina decided not to go at the last minute, knowing that she was the only ride I had to get to Noelle for her birthday? So narcissists or psychopaths will always destroy things that you are looking forward to. Another way that a narcissist will sabotage you is by setting up these elaborate scenarios that prepares you for failure. And this is kind of hard for me to talk about because I know how I feel, but I can't say how. I can't describe it. So I'll just do the best I can. When I was in Alabama, I talked about moving here to Naples. And I already knew that they were setting up their plans and schemes. But I just didn't know how far they would go. So I talked about the shelter that I lived in before deciding to come back to Naples. And how I ended up at this shelter is because my child father pushed me down the stairs with Noah. So Noah was 2 years old. And this is after I had, been to Alabama and decided to go back to see if we can work on our relationship with my child's father. And Noah was 2. and things didn't work out, and he pushed me down the stairs holding my son. And so my first thought was, get away, go back to Alabama, because that is the reason I ended up in Alabama to begin with. So I really didn't have no direction of where I was going and where I wanted to be. And I ended up in Naples at a shelter for women who are being abused. And at that shelter, I had my birthday. They gave me birthday. They made me feel real special at that shelter. So when I was in Alabama, before I came here, I talked about being at that shelter and how, everything will be fine, because I know it. I've been here before. So I talked about how I knew, and just little small things when you say, I always wanted some pants like this, and I wanted my son to have a blanket like this with football and stuff. I was thinking about changing his room from the Cars. As y'all can see, it's Black Panther now. I'm in Noah's room holding it down for my son. But it was Disney Cars, and I was saying that it's time for a change. And I was thinking about doing this. So when I get to the shelter, this is the first thing that I see on the bed in the room that they put me in. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. I just said that I wanted to change my room. Well, I've been said it before I decided to move, but that's why I say the narcissists remember everything you say. They do not forget, because they're waiting to use it against you. And so when I get into the room, I see this blanket here, and how it was set up is because the woman, Andrea, who gave me that dress, she was also the woman who I sold my washer and dryer to. And she gave me $200 to get a hotel room, because before I went to Gator House, we didn't have anywhere to go while we was waiting for our Section 8 apartment to get ready. So she gave me $200, and she helped me put my stuff in storage. Now, you guys remember I had that leopard print blanket. I put it in storage, but somehow it got back in her car, and I'm thinking she took it from the storage. As I was putting the rest of my stuff in storage, like my TV, all the things that I didn't put in storage the day before, I put it in storage that day when she came and picked me up from my house. And my blanket, it was my TV, it was my cooler, a lot of miscellaneous stuff that needed to be in storage. So I put that in storage. I put my blanket in storage, and I don't know how my blanket got back in her car, but it got back in her car, and I'm thinking that she put it in there, because I know I took it out and put it in the storage. So it ended up going to the hotel with us, and I couldn't leave it in her car because it's not my car. So I had to take it upstairs and into the hotel, and it got bed bugs on it. So I ended up throwing the blanket away, throwing my pillow away that says good vibes, because it had bed bugs, and I don't deal with bed bugs. So I just threw everything out. And that left me without a blanket. Did not have this Black Panther blanket. I just got it. The only blanket I had was my son's little blanket and my little queen size blanket. And when I got here, my stuff was still in the U-Haul, so I needed blankets. So I ended up taking this blanket from the shelter. And remember, they set up elaborate scenarios that prepares you for failure, that make me look like a thief, which I'm probably is a thief, because I did take this blanket. But it was all set up. The same way when I went to the the crazy house, and I said I always wanted some pants like this. So this is the first thing the lady gave me to put on. And I asked her, I was like, oh, I like these pants. I always wanted some of these pants. Can I keep them? That's the first thing I said to her. And she was shocked by what I said, because remember, the narcissist already sets up elaborate scenarios for you to fail. This is with the smear campaign. This is what they do. So now I'm looking like a thief because I took the pants, which I'm probably is a thief because I did take the pants. So this is the art of the narcissist subtle sabotage. This is how they sabotage you. They set up elaborate scenarios that prepares you for failure. And this is because they smear your name and all of this stuff. And I remember I had just gotten, let me show y'all the pants that I had got from Walmart. I tell y'all no word of lie. Was it these? Nope, it wasn't those. It was these. I got these from Walmart. And tell me why when I get into the shelter the next day, I put these pants on. I probably mentioned that I like these pants. They probably see me with these pants. But when I get to the shelter, I see a girl with these pants. Now, these pants was the cue to let them know who I was and where I was, okay? Because I seen a girl with these pants. And you know, if you see someone with the same pants you got on, my big personality, I was like, girl, period. We got the same pants. But she was like, this. Because they set up elaborate scenarios to prepare you to fail. Okay, this is what I'm going through right now. So the art of subtle sabotage, much like the art of pity play, is used to stage an environment of psychological warfare. Okay, this is used to stage an environment of psychological warfare. Okay, it's a set of manipulation within the abuse cycle that leads to an elaborate game of chess. Every step the victim take is blocked from getting to their destination. Okay, she already said I was a thief. I took the blanket. I took the pants. I am a thief. Okay? But to them, they already knew what I was going to do, because it's all set up to prepare you for failure. This is what I'm going through. Everything is staged. I told y'all. The moment I got here, people were looking at me and coming up to me, playing like they knew me. Ever since I got here, everything is staged. So each move is watched and evaluated so the player can learn to provide a buffer between the victim's movements and their intended goals. When I was in a crazy house, the boy that I told you guys about, I don't think I even posted that video, but you will know when you watch that video. I can't remember whether I posted the video or not, but it was one dude in there who was like, I met this girl and she says she's not supposed to be here. Okay, that guy. And he was crying. And you know, I rubbed his back and let him know it was going to be okay. The staff, I told you I was gaslighted by the staff. She was a fat white girl. And she was like, they were all, it's like the whole time I was in there, their eyes was on me. The whole time. Because they watch you to evaluate when they can step in or step off. They waiting for their part to come. They waiting for the scene to come. And once I rubbed this back out of my peripheral, I heard her say, well, you know, we all can't be Miss Williams, or some slick thing she said. So each move is watched and evaluated so the player can learn to provide a buffer between the victim's movement and their intended goal. Okay? So narcissists feel, by doing this, they feel confident, like the puppet master. They feel superior. They feel good to play God, because literally this is what they're doing when they set up these elaborate scenarios. It's a set of manipulation within the abuse cycle that leads to an elaborate game of chess. Okay? The art of subtle sabotage, much like the art of pity play, is used to stage an environment of psychological warfare. Okay? Everybody is being used like flying monkeys to target me. The whole time I was in there, it's like all eyes was on me. Okay? So they feel like they're God, and this is to devalue you, to diminish you, and to provoke their victim into looking like the crazy one, because you know what's happening. Hell, everybody else knows what's happening. And this can provoke you to anger or react. And even the strongest person will snap. No matter how strong you is, you will snap, because it's psychological warfare. They're playing with your mind. Okay? So, high-end psychopaths or narcissists, high-end, like, we all have narcissistic traits, but it's a scale. If you're down here, you're not, but if you're down there, you are. So high-end psychopathy or narcissists lack the normal fear and anxiety response. They don't have a fear that they're going to get caught or get in trouble. They don't possess that. They think that they're God, they're playing God, and this makes them feel like God. It makes them feel like they can do whatever they want to do to you. And then when the people play along, it just makes it even much better, even more better. So the subtle sabotage, it makes you feel alienated and isolated. And eventually, once this goes on, eventually the victim stops speaking because they feel they won't be heard or validated, and so they stop speaking out. So what I would encourage you guys to do, who is going through this, who environment, and I think this is the hardest part to explain about dealing with a narcissist, because they set you up. They're literally setting you up to fail. They're literally manipulating the environment. You know, and people are playing in it, and it does make you feel alienated. It does make you feel like nobody hears you, nobody cares. It does. But what you have to do is, you have to know that it's not your fault. Okay? You have to not play the way that they're playing, because it takes a special kind of asshole to play the way that they're playing. All I can tell you to do is be yourself. Be yourself, and people who are for you will be for you, and the ones who are not for you, they will not be for you. That's all I can say. Just be yourself, and know that it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You do not deserve to be manipulated. You do not deserve to be lied on and smeared. I don't deserve that. But like I said, the truth will come to the truth is coming to the light right now as I speak. That's why I make these videos. Okay? People know what's going on, and use it as motivation. Use it as motivation to make you stronger, to make you a better person. Remember, don't play their game at all. Don't go around smearing their name. Don't go around devaluing them or anything like that. Just be yourself, because they are not targeting you because you're weak, because you're dumb, you're crazy, any of those things. Because no one attacks a person who's in a wheelchair. No one does that. They're targeting you because you are the chosen one. You are the brilliant one. You are the beautiful one. You are. And that's why they manipulate the environment, so no one else will find you appealing or beautiful or loving. They hate you. They hate you, and they want to be you at the same time. It's a very delusional situation. They mirror you because they want to be you, but they hate you for being you, because they know that's something they will never be at all. Don't let it change you. I know it's a crazy situation, and like I said, the strongest person will snap. I am being set up. This is what the woman brung me, because I always said that I wanted some exercise pants. I always said that. I always said that my ass will be fat in these pants. And as soon as I go to the crazy house, I get a pair. You know, because they have smeared my name to make me out to be a thief. Even with this blanket. You know, they took my blanket so that I would need a blanket. And I needed this blanket because my blanket had bed bugs on it. But all of that was staged. All of that was plotted. All of it. So this is the art of the narcissist subtle sabotage. This is the way that they sabotage you. Even with the teacher saying, or giving my son an assignment on snakes don't have eyelids because snakes don't have opinions. That was another subtle sabotage, because my goal was to come here to get a better education for my son. I can't even be proud of moving and my son getting a better education, because if the narcissists hear this, they will sabotage it. I can't even be proud that I'm getting paid on Friday, because the narcissist will sabotage your job. I could never be proud of me being smart, because the narcissist will make you look dumb. And they set up these elaborate scenarios, or they manipulate the environment with their flying monkeys, you know, to stage an environment of psychological warfare. This is what I'm going through. The art of the narcissist subtle sabotage, and how predators set up, disarm, and destroy you. This is exactly what I'm going through right now. But I'm here to bring it to the light. I'm here to bring it to the forefront. And I'm not going to feel guilty for taking these pants or this blanket, okay? Because it's not my fault. I did not intentionally go in there to take these blankets or take these pants. I was set up by the narcissist. and all of the flying monkeys around, they know it's true. It's like dangling a piece of my favorite cake in my face and expecting me not to eat it. How? It's just like that video when the parents put the candy on the table and tell the kids don't touch it and then walk away. That is a setup for failure. Not saying that the parents are, setting their kid up, but when you look at it, that is what the narcissist is doing to me. That's what they're doing. And this is the way that they do it. The whole time, this is what my life has come to. Staged environments. And I know it's staged because I can feel the fakeness of it. I'm not crazy. I can feel it. But just like I tell myself, I'm going to tell you, it is not your fault. It is not your fault. Don't play their game. Be yourself. Just be yourself. That's all I can say. And use it as motivation to stand strong. Because at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's not about them and what they do, but it's about you. So just practice to be the best you that you can be. And if you can get away from them, get away from them. Because they just out to bring you down and to make you look bad. So that nobody won't like you. Like I said, since day one I've been here, these people, they just didn't like me. They made me feel like I wasn't included in anything. They made my son feel like he wasn't included in anything. And they just was not feeling me. And I hadn't said 2 words to these people at all. This is what I'm going through. I am being psychologically abused and I am being psychologically set up by the narcissist. And I'm here to expose them, and I will continue to expose them. I had to look this up because I knew what was going on, but I didn't have no name for it. I didn't know what to name it, but I found it. And this is what they do. The art of a narcissist: subtle sabotage. They're not coming directly. They're not coming directly to me and saying and destroying my life. They're doing it in a subtle way. They're setting up, staging the environment. Just like when I was in Publix that day and that woman said, "Why are you being racist?" after she told my son to move. And I told her, "No, you don't tell my son what to do. If you have a problem, you come to me. I'm his mother." And out of nowhere, she just said, "Why are you being racist?" Racist? You the one talking to my son like you his mother. See, that was a tactic to throw me off and make me shocked, make me look shocked, because why would she just say I'm racist like that? Why would she just do that? See what I'm saying? And this happened again in the crazy house when I spoke with the doctor, and he was done just that fast, and the nurse was like, "I've never had a case that fast before." And then she winked at me, and that kind of threw me off because that was something I talked about would be weird if that ever happened. But what I was supposed to say, or I'm just crazy, but it threw me off to the point where I couldn't even say it. And that's what they do. They stage the environment. Everything is staged. Yep, for me to fail. Yep, they like to play God, but you have to understand who God is. And they for damn sure not God. Okay? So don't think that they are. Don't think that they're in control of your life and your life is going to stop. Because what God has for you, you're going to get it. Everything God has for you, you're going to get it. No matter what the narcissists do, they can stage the environment for psychological warfare till the wheels fall off. And trust me, God is still going to bless you. Just continue to be a blessing to other people. Continue to be who you are. Continue to love. Continue to speak truth. Continue to be a light. That's what you do. And that's what I plan to do. But what's done in the dark will come to light. So that's the art of the narcissist, subtle sabotage, and how predators, because let's face it, they're predators, how predators set you up, disarm you, and destroy you. So don't let it destroy you. Don't make it make you crazy. Continue to walk by faith and not by sight. Thank you for watching this video. If you are new to my channel, subscribe. If you are already a subscriber, then you already know what to do. Make sure you click that notification bell so you won't miss out on my videos. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm ready to go live. Y'all get me to 1,000 subscribers. Please share my videos. Share my videos. Share my videos. Please. And stay tuned for more videos. Peace until next time. And if Noah was here, you already know what my baby gonna say. And goodbye.